Hey y'all, it's Paula with Hillbilly Orchids. I thought I would go over a few of the videos that I had taken and pictures I had taken of my Monarch journey to share with y'all. This one right here is, he was free outside sitting on the milkweed bush, and I left him there for several days until one day Finn knocked him down, and I'll show you when that happened. But he was eating, and he was real smart. Soon as you would try to video him eating, he saw me and he would stop. Every time, he was very in tune to what I was doing around him. He was really had an eye on me the whole time. There was several instances where I would try to video him and he would not move. Here's another picture of him eating. He's hanging upside down, but he is eating. So I was able to kind of sneak in behind him and he didn't really see me. So you can actually see him here eating the milkweed. And for those of you that don't know, he has to eat milkweed. They can only eat their native milkweed because it makes them poisonous to other birds and predators. So they can't eat anything else. It has to be native milkweed. I actually had a, which I'll show you at the very end of the video, I had a exotic milkweed growing, and he wouldn't touch it. He absolutely would not eat a leaf off of that bush, but he would off of the native. So it really is true. They will not only eat just the native milkweed in their area. Here was a nighttime shot because I kept an eye on him day and night. Like I said, I was very scared that my dogs were going to knock him off of the bush, which they did wind up doing. Like I said, I'll show you as soon as we get to that part. I put him in a jar until I could get his cube in. I did order him a special cube, which next time I want to order a bigger cube so that I have one that he can fly around in, so that way they can stretch their wings and such. But right here, he fell off the thing, and I put him in a jar right here. And he was okay. There was a little bit of liquid that came out of him that I was afraid that the dog hurt him, but seemed to not. He seemed to be okay. So he kept eating and pooping, which is what you want to watch and make sure that they're doing. I did learn a lot. These guys actually can get viruses and such things that can kill them. So you always have to watch out for those things. Here is the cube I bought when I got it in. I put him in it with some milkweed, and he just chowed down, and then he would go explore the cube a little bit. I've got video of him actually crawling around the cube a little bit. Right there, he goes up the side of it. So he was really getting into his surroundings, and here's where he was looking, finally gonna get into his J position. It wasn't long after this video that he stayed right there, and he did attach his back legs to the netting on the cube, and he hung himself in a J, and then that's when he started to change into the chrysalis. I did not get to catch him switching. It was really super fast. Like, I cannot imagine how fast. Of course, I actually was lucky and caught him hatching. But I mean, just that quick. See, he was a chrysalis, and it's a beautiful green color. And I kept a really good eye on it. And then we started having some real cold spells. I left it outside for a long time. And then my husband brought it in. I asked him, I said, we're going to get down into the low 30s, which it said that they can handle anything but freezing. Right here, I candled it with a flashlight to make sure something was inside of it. And we had some really cold temperatures, so he brought it in. And as soon as we brought it in, within 24 hours, it started getting dark like it is right there. You can see the darkness in the ribs, like of the chrysalis. And it started then showing the signs of the colors of the Monarch. And at this point, I'm getting super excited. I'm like, this is just amazing. I love it. And it just started getting thinner and thinner, and I just kept watching him. And that morning I went in and I looked, and I could see a small crack in the chrysalis. And as soon as I reached down to get my phone and I pulled it up, he was pushing it open right there. And as soon as he pushed it open, his big butt fell down out of the top of the chrysalis, and he was out. He was hanging on and stretching around there and just kind of wiggling these little wings. I left, took a bunch of pictures of him in the video. I went to eat my breakfast and come back half an hour, and his wings were perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. And then he started walking around and was really checking out the cube. And it was a male. I'll show you later how you can tell. They have 2 spots on the bottom, which they're barely visible on the underside, but you can definitely see them on the top side. So that's definitely a male, and he did really, really well. I really, was just amazed at how well he did. He came out perfect. See right there, you can see the 2 spots on the bottom. A friend of mine, see the 2 spots. A friend of mine gave me flowers that were in bloom right now, and she loaned me that big green big green cube. Here I am feeding it honey water. I made a mixture of honey water, and you pull their proboscis out and put it into the sugar water or honey water, and see, he knew exactly what it was. And as soon as I did that, he ate for 7 minutes. And I figured that was pretty well enough, loaded up for him for the journey. And he's feeling all around. It was really amazing how he knew what that was. And then he stuck his foot in it, and I didn't want him to get all sticky-footed. And so I tried to move him around a little bit. But as soon as his proboscis went in there, his 2 antennae come down and felt the water and stuff. Like, it was real interesting how they use them top antenna to tell them what it is that they're feeling. But he ate really well. I think 7 minutes was pretty good fill up for him. And so I took him outside, because Monday was definitely the warmest day we were going to have for a while, because we were going to drop back to cold. So I really, really hope that he made it to Mexico. Here he is outside. I took some final pictures of him in the cube before I pulled him out. Here I pulled him out with my hand. He caught the wind, and in 16 seconds he was gone. You can barely see him right here at the top of the maple tree. He looks like a leaf just blowing through the wind. You can see it on my Instagram video if you look. Okay, guys, the final chapter in the Monarch, me raising a Monarch, is these twigs here in my pot. These, I wasn't aware, and I'll let you guys know now. Don't grow exotic milkweed. Don't stick to what grows in your area. Stick to what is native to your area. Okay. Now my milkweed in this area has to be cooled down. It has to have a cold spell. Say hi, everybody, Finn. Say hi. Say hi, everybody, Finn. Say hi. So I have to plant this now. But what I did is that I found at the Monarch, the livemonarch.com, www.livemonarch.com. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, Oso. Oh gosh, Finn just about knocked me over. Don't knock me over now. Go play. That's why Mommy gave you bones. You send in a self-addressed stamped envelope to livemonarch.com, and they send you seeds native to your area. Okay, so they send you this piece of paper. Says, thank you for your seed request and the effort taken to plant edible homes for monarchs and indigenous wildlife across North America. We proudly add you to our family of concerned individuals who take action and responsibility as custodians of our planet. One seed can change the world. We need you to plant it. Please look at our site for more detailed growing information, and we thank you for being the most valuable part of our 22 plus years ongoing campaign. If you have any questions not covered on our site, please feel free to use a contact form to ask us questions on if you find an injured butterfly and some needs rapid assistance. Thank you for sharing your seeds, plants, and knowledge of this campaign with others by sending them to www.monarch.com. Thank you on behalf of our small staff, neighbors, and children across the world you have never met, and the millions of monarchs making their 3,000-mile circle throughout North America every year in search of safe milkweed to raise their young and continue the annual migration so that so many of us can appreciate the LMF staff. And then on the back, it gives you instructions for growing the milkweed, which is really cool, which I know how to grow it. Like I said, it requires a cool down, so it has to have our winter temperatures in order to stay down, baby, stay down. It requires a cool down, so that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant it here beside these other ones so that it gets the cool down during the fall, and then when these come up in the spring, I am going to transplant them. But what I'm going to do is I'm getting rid of these exotic types, because I wondered, I had these exotic types, but the Monarch that I had would not touch them. So, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, well, it's milkweed. It's just exotic. It was, I forget which kind it was. It was the pretty, I can't remember what kind it was. It was a pretty kind. If I remember, I'll put it in there on the screen for you to see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them started here, and I'll transplant them this spring when they sprout. I have some of my own that fell off of these in here. So hopefully they will take hold too. So I hope to have lots more plants this year to help even more monarchs this year. I'm hoping. So it's been a real just pleasure and so much fun raising that monarch this year and turning him loose. And I've never experienced anything like that before. And yeah, if I can continue it, I'm going to. And I like what the Monarch people do. Like I said, they'll send you send them a self-addressed stamped envelope and what area you live in, and they'll send you free seeds. And I mean, that is there's a bunch of plants in there. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 15 or more. I mean, like, that's just what I counted on top. So, but you place them an 1/8 inch under the soil, and they'll get the cool down this year because, of course, we're in the cool down now. And then they'll grow. They'll come up this spring. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to let this, I have kind of been letting out little shorts here and there of the journey and how I did it. And it's been really, that's not your water fountain, that's my bird bath. So I wanted you guys to enjoy the journey too. I hoped you guys enjoyed doing it with me. Like I said, I hope to do it again even more next year. So, so let me know if you guys want to hear more about it. And if you do, I will continue it next year. So with that said, I do appreciate each and every one of you beautiful, wonderful people stopping by and hanging out with me. And bye for now, y'all. Till we meet again. Say bye, boys. Say bye, boys. No.